talking about something tender, something real, something that a lot of women feel but don't always say out loud or know how to talk about. We're talking about what it means to feel loved, to feel adored, to feel desired, and not just by the world, not by strangers, not just by attention, but in places that matter most, in your heart, in your body, in your relationship, in your own private, quiet moments with yourself. Because there's a kind of ache a woman feels when she is seen by many, but not felt by the one she most longs to be close to. There is a kind of confusion that happens when the outside world reflects back beauty, attraction, and attention, but deep inside, something still feels hungry. And I want to say this right here from the very beginning. You are not needy for wanting to feel desired. You're not shallow for wanting to feel adored. You are not broken for wanting to feel chosen. You are human. You are a woman. You are made for connection. You are made for intimacy, warmth, and love. And what I've learned and what changed everything for me is this. Sometimes the very feeling that we are begging life to give to us is the feeling we have not yet learned to create within ourselves. There was a time in my life when I looked like a woman who should feel very desired. I could walk into a gym, an airport, a restaurant, a hotel lobby, and I would be noticed. Men would talk to me, compliment me, approach me. And from the outside, it looked like, wow, I'm getting all this attention and adoration. Clearly, she feels beautiful. Clearly, she feels wanted. Clearly, she feels desired. But that wasn't the full truth, because attention and desire are not the same thing. Being noticed and being cherished are not the same thing. Being wanted on a surface level is not the same thing as being deeply, intimately, soulfully desired by the person that you love. And that was the ache. That was the confusion. Because it is one thing to be seen by the world. It is an entirely different thing to feel fully chosen where your heart lives. And I think so many women know this pain. Sometimes it feels like you can be loved by everybody but the one that you really want to love you. You can be successful. You can be beautiful, smart, sensual, accomplished, even magnetic, and still in your quiet moments wonder, why don't I feel adored? Why don't I feel deeply wanted in the place where it matters most, by the person that it matters most with? Why do I still feel like I'm reaching, hoping, waiting? Why do I still feel like I'm not enough? That kind of ache can make a woman do a lot of things. It can make her overgive, overperform. It can make her become more patient, more accommodating, more understanding, more available, more pleasing, more acceptable of breadcrumbs. It can maybe make her think, maybe if I'm softer, maybe if I'm sexier, maybe if I'm easier, maybe if I'm more loving, maybe if I'm more successful, maybe if I just get it right. And the heartbreaking part is that sometimes we do all of that while slowly abandoning ourselves. So let's talk about the real shift. Beautiful angels. The shift for me did not happen when I finally got reassurance. It did not happen because somebody outside of me suddenly became perfect. It did not happen because my person started showering me with love and affection. It happened when I changed the source. It happened when I stopped sitting in the question, do you desire me? And started embodying the truth. I feel desired. This is a very different energy. It happened when I started loving myself, desiring myself, feeling like I was worthy. And to be honest, this is what it looked like for me. There were moments when I would put on music, close the door, slow down, and just be with myself. When I was traveling after hiking during the day, I'd go into my beautiful hotel room, no audience, no performance, no need to post it, no need for applause. Sometimes I would just sit and relax or dance. Sometimes I was in lingerie. Sometimes I was just in my own skin. Sometimes I moved slowly. Sometimes I stretched. Sometimes I looked through the lens of my own phone camera, not to share it, not to prove anything, and not to seek validation, but to witness myself, to see myself, to record just for me, to look at my own energy, to stop waiting for someone else to tell me I was beautiful, sensual, magnetic, and alive, but to feel that for myself. And for the first time in a long time, I let myself feel it first. That was so powerful for me because I was no longer waiting to be chosen in order to feel radiant. I was becoming the source of the feeling. I was helping myself feel valuable, enough, radiant, beautiful, sensual, magnetic. Not perfectly, not every second, but intentionally. Taking the time to love myself, to do things that made me feel special, sensual, whole, and desired. And that changed me. There is a very big difference between external validation, which is what I was relying on before, and surface level external validation doesn't even feel good, right, for most of us. And embodiment. There's a big difference between attention and embodiment. External validation says, tell me I'm enough. Show me I matter. Prove to me I'm wanted. Tell me I'm pretty. Tell me I'm smart. Embodiment says, I know what I carry. I know what I radiate. I know who I am. And I no longer beg the world to certify my worth. One energy is hungry. The other energy is full. One chases, the other attracts. One trembles, the other settles into her body like silk. And the truth is, when I stopped needing external validation the way I once did, everything changed insanely. And not because I became cold. I didn't become cold. I'm still warm and sensual. Not because I pulled away to be manipulative. Not because I withheld love. But because I stopped leaking energy. I stopped giving away my power. I stopped walking around with an invisible cup in my hand, asking life, love, and other people to fill me up. I started feeling myself. And when a woman begins to fill her own cup, when a woman becomes full within herself, knowing her value and her worth, people feel it. That's what they mean when they say high value woman or high energy woman. Her energy changes. Her posture changes. Her eyes change. Her nervous system changes. The way she speaks changes. The way she speaks changes. The way she enters a room changes. The way she receives love changes. Her actions change. Her identity changes. And often the very things that she's longed for begin to move towards her. So let's talk about why this happens psychologically. Let's go a little deeper. Your brain is always collecting evidence for who you believe you are. So if your internal story is, I am not fully chosen, I'm not enough yet, I need more reassurance, I need someone else to make me feel secure, I need someone to love on me, then your brain starts scanning for proof of that. It becomes hyper aware and hyper vigilant, sensitive to someone's tone, sensitive to their timing, sensitive to what is there, what is not there, their emotions. This creates anxiety. But when you start practicing new evidence through action, through embodiment, through the way that you care for yourself, by taking long, slow bubble baths or showers, by rubbing lotion on your skin, by having dates with yourself, sensual time with yourself, looking at yourself through new eyes. When you start to honor your body, follow through with the promises that you make to yourself, your brain gets a new message. When you start saying no and setting boundaries, it starts hearing, I am worthy. I am safe. I am loved. I am desirable. I am someone who values myself. I am someone who keeps promises to myself. I am someone who does not abandon herself. I am someone that sets boundaries. And this is where real confidence comes from. Not from one compliment or 100. Not from one romantic moment or 50. Not from one person who finally says the right thing. Not from one person who holds you a certain way. But from repeated evidence that you are a woman who belongs to herself. That kind of self-trust is magnetic. For me, this shift has connected me to so many parts of my life. It has been cathartic. It has been life-changing. It connected me to how I move my body, how I show up at work, how I travel, how I create. It connected me to the woman that I am becoming. And I've lived enough life to know this. A woman can be wildly capable and still ache. A woman can think she's pretty or beautiful or smart or successful or amazing or a great cook or a great human or a great lover and still ache. She can be high achieving and still feel tender. She can be beautiful and still feel unseen. She can be loved and still be healing. And what I love now is that I no longer see that as weakness. I see that as an invitation. An invitation to come home to yourself more deeply. An invitation to come home to myself more deeply. An invitation to stop performing, stop proving. An invitation to become the kind of woman who says, I am no longer available for abandoning myself to just feel temporarily reassured. I'm not abandoning myself, my principles, my values, my morals, my beliefs to accommodate you. That is maturity. That is healing. That is feminine power. So let's make this practical. How do you start feeling loved, adored, and desired from the inside? Number 1, love yourself through action, not just affirmations. Affirmations are great, but let's not just do affirmations. Let's do some actions. Ask yourself, if I truly loved myself right now, what would I do? Maybe you would rest. Maybe you would nourish your body. Maybe you would drink water. Maybe you would dance. Maybe you would stop texting first. Maybe you would walk away or leave the draining conversation. Maybe you would clean your space. Maybe you would put the phone down. Maybe you would stop scrolling. Maybe you would take the bath. Maybe you would go for the walk. Maybe you would take sexy pictures of yourself. Maybe you would play dress up just for fun, just for you. Maybe you would put on a dress just to work from home. Maybe you would put on a sexy outfit, whatever that is, just to work from home. Maybe you would wear lingerie under your clothes. Love becomes believable when it becomes behaviorable, when you walk the walk. Number 2, create moments where you feel your own energy. This is huge. Put on your favorite playlist, your favorite songs. Light your favorite scent. Light a candle or put on your essential oils or some incense. Wear something that makes you feel so beautiful, whether that's sweatpants, a dress, lingerie, whatever, or naked. Move slowly in your kitchen or your dorm room or your apartment. Dance. Stretch after your shower. Stand in front of the mirror. Soften your face. Look at yourself with tenderness, not critique. Let yourself feel your own presence. Stand in front of the mirror. Soften your face. Look at yourself with tenderness and not critique. Let yourself feel your own presence. Notice all the good things about yourself instead of scanning for flaws. Not for anyone else's approval, not for content, just for you. Number 3, stop interrogating love. Some women spend their whole lives trying to get certainty through analysis. Why did he say that? Why didn't he say this? Is something off? Am I enough? And do I still have it? The constant inner interrogation drains your life force. Instead, ask, how do I want to feel today? How is he improving my life? Or how is this person improving my life? What would create more peace in my body? How do I want to feel today? What would the deeply loved version of me do next? Would the deeply loved version of me listen to this, accept this? Shift from analysis to embodiment. Number 4, build self-trust in small ways. Self-trust is one of the sexiest energies on earth. Choose your outfit and commit. Wear it. Make your plan and follow through. Do what you said you're going to do. Say no and mean it. Don't go back on your word. Say yes and honor it. Complete small tasks. Keep one promise to yourself every day. This has been the biggest game changer for me. When your brain starts learning she means what she says, it says she's safe. We can trust her. I can trust myself. She shows up for herself. This builds confidence by leaps and bounds. Number 5, protect your nervous system. A dysregulated woman will often seek reassurance she cannot fully receive because she can't receive. So slow down. Breathe before responding. Reduce overstimulation. Move your body. Stretch. Walk outside. Journal. Rest. Meditate. Pray. Sit in the quiet. A calm body receives love better. 6, let desire, I love this one, begin with your own gaze. I want to say this gently and clearly. There is something so sacred about seeing yourself through loving eyes. Not in the eyes of social media, not in the eyes of strangers, not in the eyes of someone whose attention comes and goes. Your own eyes. What's pretty about you? Your eyes, your arms, your butt, your legs, your feet. What do you like about yourself? Your hands, your cheeks, your hair. Photograph it. Look at yourself, your own eyes. Look at yourself and say, she is beautiful. She is alive. She is sensual. She is kind. She is radiant. She is becoming. She is mine to protect. That woman, that queen, that girl, she's mine to protect. That changes everything. Love yourself. Whatever that takes for you. Maybe you love your voice. Maybe you love how good you cook. Maybe, there's something about you love. Honor that. Photograph that. Memorialize that. Write about it. Make movies. Take pictures. Whatever it is that you look at that and say, I did that. Start desiring yourself. You are special. And there is no one else like you in the whole world. And don't worry about conventional views of attractiveness because those change daily. And there's 100 different conventional views depending on background, ethnicity, culture, age, socioeconomic status. Don't worry about that. Love you because somebody out there, regardless of social constructs and norms, thinks you are the prettiest thing they've ever seen in their life. You light them up like nobody else. They love your full figure. They love your long nose or your wide nose or your wide hips or your narrow hips. They love your small breasts or your big, huge ones. They love you. Start loving yourself and watch the world fall in love with you. Speaking of loving yourself, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. And God wants you to love yourself. There's a spiritual layer to this. And that could be anything that you believe in. But I've learned that when I'm disconnected from God, I become much more likely to reach outward for reassurance and external validation. But when I feel connected to Source, and for me that's God, it could be universe, whatever your source is, deeply, intimately, honestly, I remember that I'm already healed. I can relax my shoulders, relax my face. I'm already known. I'm already loved. I'm already guided. And from that place, I don't cling as tightly. I don't panic as quickly. I don't move to anxiety and self-hate. I don't feel like everything rests on whether this one person responds back to me or gets it right every second, or whether they treat me like they love me, because my identity gets anchored deeper. And that deeper anchoring creates peace. Now, this changed my entire relationship, because as I grew, as I shifted, my relationship shifted too. When I stopped asking from emptiness, when I stopped yearning, and I started relating from fullness, my energy changed. There was less pressure on my partner, less grasping, less emotional static. There was more softness. There was more presence. There was more confidence. There was more peace. And I think this is so important. Sometimes the love that you want to receive lands differently when your nervous system is no longer in panic mode, no longer in survival mode, no longer in approval mode, proving, trying to get that approval. Sometimes it was there all along, and your person that you wanted loved you, but you were too activated to feel it. Sometimes it grows because your energy changes. Sometimes the relationship deepens because you are no longer standing there with silent desperation. You're simply being yourself. And when you are grounded and when you are full and you're just embodied, that is powerful. And the love that you're wanting comes towards you. And that's what this whole don't chase, attract, this is what it really means. So, for the woman listening right now, if there's a place in you that still feels hungry, unsure, still wonders why attention doesn't equal fulfillment, why being wanted doesn't always equal being loved, I want you to hear me. You are not too much. You are not foolish. You are not pathetic. You are not hard to love. You're not crazy, but you may be overdue for a deeper romance with yourself. You have got this, baby. It is time to fall in love with you, baby girl. You may be overdue for choosing yourself in a way that feels soft, consistent, sacred, and real. Because when a woman becomes devoted to her wholeness, she does not become less loving. She doesn't become less sensual. She doesn't become less attractive. But she does become less desperate. Because let's call it what it is. That proving energy is desperate. She becomes less easily shaken. She becomes less available for breadcrumbs, less available for disrespect. She becomes more radiant, more present, more grounded more magnetic, and more herself. And that woman, she doesn't have to beg to be felt. Her energy speaks before she does. So, here's a few practices I want you to try this week. Number 1, move your body for 5 minutes with no goal except presence. No pressure, no connection. 5 minutes every day. Then let it turn into 10. It's not about this perfection, an hour in the gym. It's about moving your body for you because it makes you feel better. Number 2, look in the mirror for 1 minute and appreciate, not critique. Name 3 good things about yourself. Number 3, keep 1 promise to yourself every day this week. 1 promise. Make it small. Don't make it something huge like I'm going to go from not working it out at all to working out for an hour every day. Just make it something small. Pair it with something that you already do and follow through. Watch how that changes you. Number 4, create 1 private moment where you feel beautiful for your eyes only. It can be a photo, a movie. It could just be you by yourself looking in the mirror. It might be cooking. It might be you just taking a slow shower, rubbing lotion on your body, but something. It can be you exploring your body, maybe touching yourself, exploring yourself, maybe rubbing lotion softly on your body, but do something for yourself. Number 5, ask yourself each morning, what would the adored version of me do today? If I felt so adored, what would I do today? Then do that. So next, here's your journal prompts. Where am I still asking other people to create a feeling that I need to practice within myself? Number 2, when do I feel most beautiful, grounded, and alive in my body? Is it when I'm doing karate, dancing, cooking? What is it? Working? What behaviors make me feel like I'm abandoning myself? This is a big one that helped me. What behaviors make me feel like I'm abandoning me? What would change if I no longer needed constant reassurance to feel secure? What would change if I no longer needed reassurance to feel secure? What does self-devotion look like for me in this area of my life? What does self-devotion look like to me at this time in my life? You do not become more lovable when someone finally chooses you. You don't become more lovable because everybody thinks you're great. You remember you're lovable when you stop abandoning yourself. You feel adored when you start feeling yourself, treating yourself as precious. You feel more desired and loved when you stop waiting for permission to feel alive in your own body. And from that place, you soften, you glow, you trust, you receive, and life begins to meet you differently. With love, with tenderness, with a deep belief in the woman that you are becoming. I am Coach Heather Owens. I love you. I believe in you. You can do anything that you set your mind to. I'll see you in the next episode.
See that you're good enough. Try to believe that you're good.